Hi, it's Rob. Welcome to another Raspberry Pi hands-on tutorial. In this video, we'll toggle a dual color LED using a tilt switch. To follow along, in addition to a Raspberry Pi board with a micro SD card with the Raspberry Pi OS installed and a power supply, you'll also need a dual color LED, a tilt switch module, and some jumper wires. In this video, I'll also be using a GPIO extension board connected to the breadboard. To get started, we'll look at the dual color LED. It has 3 pins, a red, a green, and a ground. Here, I've run a jumper wire from the ground pin to the ground rail on the breadboard. Then, I ran the yellow wire, which points to the red pin, to GPIO 18 on the breadboard, and the red wire, which points to the green pin, to GPIO 27. Now, looking at the tilt switch, this also has 3 pins, a SIG for the signal, a VCC or power, and ground. Here I've run the black wire from the ground pin to the ground rail on the breadboard, and then power from the tilt switch to power on the breadboard. And finally, the yellow jumper wire from the signal on the tilt switch to GPIO 17. And here's our complete circuit. Looking at the code, we'll start by importing RPI GPIO as GPIO, then declare variables for the tilt pin on GPIO 17, the red pin for the dual color LED on GPIO 18, and the green pin on GPIO 27. If we scroll down in the main process, we call setup, which will set the mode for GPIO equal to the board, and then set the red pin as GPIO out and the green pin as GPIO out. The tilt pin will be set up as GPIO in, and the pull up pull down property will be set to GPIO PUD up. We'll bind the add event detect method to the GPIO, passing it the tilt pin and additional parameters. Then we'll call loop. The loop function has an infinite loop while true, and we'll pass functionality back to the main process. Where we bound the add event detect method to the GPIO, the callback was set to detect. The detect method will detect a change and call the LED function, passing the input for the tilt pin. The LED will take the change, check to see if the value is equal to X, and if so, set the red and green LED pins on the dual color LED. If X is equal to 1, the reverse will be set. So if we run this script and head over to the device and tilt the switch, we'll see the dual color LED toggle from green to red. So that concludes this video on toggling a dual color LED with a tilt switch. If you found it useful, feel free to give it a like. And if you'd like to be notified when I add more content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another Raspberry Pi video soon.